Tristan, Tristan, tell us about your hype surrounding Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. The newest trailer dropped. It was half. It was basically a copy paste in a way in terms of the setup of one of the earlier Endgame trailers, Avengers Endgame. It was like let's show the old stuff and then we'll show
Yeah,
some new stuff.
yeah.
So
Really, it's just the last 1 minute is the teaser, whereas the intro, the opening is rehashed what we
of
got from the first one of
1 to 8,
Luke. Yeah, of Luke. Talking about
everything.
thousands of generations of of information and everything have been given to you, led up to you. Now this is your fight.
Can I pause for a second? And I'm sorry, I know I want to throw it over to you. I loved, oh my god, I love it so much. Luke is like thousands of years. And I'm like, I mean, for us, it's really only been like 30 at most. Seriously, episode one, episode three, Luke and Leia were born. So in the
Yeah,
first three episodes, we have their birth, essentially. Then we skip God knows how long until Luke's like, hey, I'm old enough to go to the academy, and I can shoot bad guys in my plane. And I know it's not his plane. But like seriously though, he does that, and then
kind of
now
is the
we
point, but
yeah, and then I know, but the name is not. It's not his plane.
no.
Uh and then what is it? Seriously, how many years is it between episode 6 and 7?
Uh, 30 to 40, I think.
Okay, so let's say at most it's 40. So 58 years, right? Like 58 years between all of this happening. Technically
Sure.
more if you want to start from episode 1. Technically more. So maybe at most closer to 100 years, and he's like, thousands? Because I know it's talking about the Jedi and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the council and everything. But like, it's just funny how it's just like thousands of years. But like, Lucas found a way to make the universe very, very tiny,
Sacred texts.
very, very tiny. Anyway, that's what Lucas did to the universe, in my opinion, with 1, 2, and 3. But Tristan, tell us your thoughts. Please continue.
I want to see it.
Ends it right there. All right, well, you take care, Tristan. I'm gonna flip you off on the way out.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions out there about the series, but I'm still here to give it a chance. Um, there's also a lot of other Star Wars media that's coming out in the next few months, next year.
Yeah,
So
no, this definitely. I'm not the most hyped for this compared to what else is coming up out there, but I will say this much: I am hyped for it to, and I'm probably gonna sound like a broken record, for it to seem like the end of all of this. I just want all of this to end. Now, what does that mean? Tristan's like, Are you sure, Matt?"
what are you, Luke?
I'm just saying I want there to be an episode 10 one day, but I
Hashtag
don't I don't want it to follow the Skywalkers at all.
right.
I want to leave the Skywalkers. I want to go somewhere else.
It's
I
okay.
don't
I don't think the Skywalkers even want to be in the limelight anymore.
That's fair. And I'm not saying, and it sucks because I really do like the cast of 7, 8, and 9,
Yeah.
but I do feel like, not that they've been overshadowed, but like, again, like it's hard to share screen
Oh
time,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, especially with such an ensemble cast, it's kind of hard to juggle everything, especially episode 8. I don't think it juggled everything all that well.
Yeah.
So, now I'm seeing this and I'm like, oh man, like I want the story to officially feel like it wrapped up from 1 to 6, but I also don't want to see these three characters, specifically in this case referring to Finn, Poe, and Rey, go. Kylo Ren, I feel like I'm tossing. I'm like, I don't know, maybe he can leave, maybe he can. I don't know. I love Adam Driver, but just Kylo Ren isn't really like. I don't know. It doesn't even seem like he hasn't even been focused enough to make me be like, oh, like he's so like emo. Like I think even 15-year-old me who was like dark and edgy would be like, we haven't really seen a lot of him. I feel. I don't know. I feel like no, because in 7 it was like big bad guy. 8 it was like teaming up against Smoke. I guess Snoke. I guess. And now we're sitting here and I'm like, so is he like supposed to be the big bad guy again? Oh, but of course we have in the background we have seemingly Palpatine, Force
Palpatine.
Papa Palpatine. Papa Palpy. That's what I was saying off camera. Before we began the podcast, I was like, Papa Palpy. And I said it so many times, I fucking sounded like the Swedish chef. Papa Palpy. But anyway, so, yeah. What's going on with Rey? Is she doing all right?
So, yeah, that was one of the biggest things for me at the end of the trailer, obviously seeing Rey in what looks like Sith garb and with a red lightsaber.
Tristan, what's going on? Is Rey doing okay?
So there, we'll obviously know, or at least at that point, no.
I have a suspicion, but what are your suspicions?
I do. I want to hear your suspicion first, because that might go along with mine.
Okay, so I feel as if that's not from the end of the movie. That's from a random middle part of the movie where she is possessed by Palpy.
Yeah.
Because don't, unless that's a complete red herring and she's not possessed, but she's like playing along, like, oh yeah, I'm evil, and then it's kind of like at the start of episode 6 where you're like, whoa, what's going on with Luke? And then he just fucking dazzles everyone with his fucking amazing Jedi skills. Like, I'm wondering if it's like, oh no, Rey is evil. And then it's like, nah, JK. Like, for all we know, it's from the first 5 minutes. Like, she looks super evil, but she's just dicking around and, like, infiltrating an enemy base.
That's possible, yeah.
I'm assuming it's either that or it's Palpy. What are you thinking, Tristan?
So I kind of thought along the same lines that she would become a vassal for Palpatine, or the spirit of Palpatine coming back into the physical realm.
I'll tell you why I like that. As long as Abrams doesn't write, because she's a fucking Skywalker, you nerds, and then writes in the script, teabags your mom. Like, as long as she doesn't do that. Well, because I feel like Abrams is like... I feel like Abrams is extremely upset about Episode 8 veering off in a different direction with Johnson. Seemingly in a different direction. From all the rumors, it seems as if they didn't follow... Well, there was no Bible left. There was no guide left. And so it seems like it went off in a different direction. If he is that upset, I would not be surprised if that is in the script. I'm like, why my mom? But seriously though, Tristan, yeah, I mean, you're thinking she becomes a vessel potentially. But again, it's not like I'm not saying it's not a big deal. It doesn't mean that she's like this huge force in the universe. It's just that...
I mean, she is, but it doesn't mean she has to be connected to anybody.
That's what I mean when I say that.
Yeah,
like she's a yeah, I mean that in terms of family lineage.
Right. Yeah. Because she is supposed to be the foil to Kylo.
What if she's Palpatine's long-lost relative?
No. Okay. So here's...
That's the worst timeline.
There's... it's not like an idea like this, like a Sith possessing someone hasn't been established within canon means before.
Like what? Through novels or?
Well, through the example I'm thinking of through comics.
How recent?
Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith.
Is that the newest run?
Yeah, one of the newer runs.
Oh God. Okay. So they're planting little shit seeds.
Right.
Little seeds of this shit.
And I mean, even the funny thing is, some of this is even from Legends material too, which Dark Empire, which was another comic series.
Right. That is now not canon anymore.
No.
Damn you, Disney. Onore Disney.
And even the you see the Star Destroyers that are lined up in what looks like some kind of celestial storm in the background.
Right.
And like, if you look at the funny thing is, a lot of them are the first model of Star Destroyer. Mm-hmm. You can tell by the big structure on the bridge.
Yep. No, of course.
This is why I'm actually saying it, because
I don't know jack shit.
So it's kind of an idea that Palpatine may have had a fleet in waiting at some point for his inevitable return, or that this is something that the First Order had, lying in wait because of the formation of the ships. And I mean, I'm sure anybody who's seen trailer breakdowns has heard a lot about that by now. But it does look like they're teasing little things here and there, taking from Legends possibly.
I have a
a lot of
question.
new canon media has done that.
Yeah, of
Granted, they
course.
put their own twist on it.
Yeah, yeah, and video games has as well. I have a question, Tristan. So you remember all those funny rumors? It was like, oh my god, who's gonna be the evil Sith Lord? And it was like, oh, it's gonna be Jar Jar Binks.
Right, yeah.
So is that gonna be C-3PO? Cause he kind of has a case of the red eye, and I don't
You
think
might not have
he's.
recognized me due to the red eyes.
So I'm assuming it's that actually is our C-3PO and not like some other.
I mean,
Okay, so
yeah,
we don't.
I would
No.
think so.
Well, no, because I'm thinking one of two things. Either that's they're gonna pull. Oh, I can't say this because it's a spoiler in case people haven't watched. They're going to pull a certain movie you and I have seen. They're gonna pull like a switcheroo, and that's actually gonna be like a fake C-3PO that they've built just to fuck with the rebels. I know they're not technically the rebels, but like the rebels. Or no, because they have a fancy new name, and I'm like, they're still fucking rebels.
The resistance.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what I'm saying? I feel like so upset whenever I'm like rebels, and in my head I'm like, well, it's not really the rebels. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. They're resisting instead of rebelling. I'm so sorry.
You just don't get me, Dad.
Anyway, but seriously though, either it's a decoy, or he has his angry eyes. No, or
Angry eyes, just in case.
R2D2 packed him for him.
Or Palpatine possesses C-3PO first.
Do you know how happy that would make me?
I would actually, that would be hilarious. Like, just as a joke, and he's like, whoops, wrong body.
That wasn't right. I believe in human and cyborg relations, and that was not. We were not doing so hot in your visions. No, but seriously though.
C-3PO, I'm fluent in over 6 million forms of murder.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me.
No, I'm assuming they're gonna do some weird shit where they're gonna be like, actually, we've planted him all along. He's been feeding us information, but for some reason, we haven't killed you.
Yeah, right.
We've known just enough, but not a lot. Well, no, because I don't know unless they've the third option, which is I guess a plainer one, they just took him and they reprogrammed him.
Yeah. Either that or like they've reprogrammed him for like battle or something like that.
But
or,
I mean, for what purpose is it needed other than to be like like unless they got info?
the Resistance doesn't have enough to go up against an army of Star Destroyers, and one murder-happy droid might make the difference.
See, that's what I mean. Like, unless they get info from him and that's the plot and the story, this just seems like if it's just, oh, we repurposed him and he's going to be turned back at the end of the movie, then this was just a cool shot for a trailer.
That's possible too, because not everything from trailers gets used, and we've even seen that in past trailers for the past movies.
Yeah, but it would get used. What I mean is that if he gets turned good again, let's say this is him turning evil because they repurpose him, then he gets repurposed to be good again at the end of the movie, then this was just shown to be in a cool trailer to make us go, oh my god, what's going to happen? And it doesn't have any lasting ramifications.
Yeah.
Again, you and I, and I'm sure others online as well, are shooting for the moon here.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean, that's kind of the fun of it. Like, it's kind of fun to hear the
course.
wacky shit that people come up with.
No, of course. I'm not saying I disagree to a certain extent. Also, we have a new character in the trailer next to Finn.
Right. Yeah.
She looks amazing. I just don't know who she is. Like, we don't have any info on her, correct?
Yeah, not that I know of.
Okay. I'm wondering where Rose is.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that she makes an appearance as well. Only because while I wasn't the biggest fan of the romance between her and Finn, because I was hoping for, if not Finn and Rey, then my first choice was Finn and Poe. So it just made sense, dude.
Yeah, hey, they had the most chemistry together on screen. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and so the fact that we don't have that, and then we have him with Rose, I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine, you built it up to be a big deal. All right.
Right.
And then not having her in this trailer, I hope that's still touched upon, and I really hope they didn't go with the whole, it didn't work out, mate. And it's like, oh my god, really? Now I have to fucking deal with that for fucking 2 hours.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, what happened with you and R2D2? It didn't work out, mate. Red eyes.
Called me a bucket of grease for the last time.
Yeah. Also, that festival they're at, is
Yeah.
that Woodstock? When with Wookiee with a good
Wookiee
old
stuff.
Wookiee friend there and C-3PO, are they at Woodstock?
I mean, it could be the Star Wars equivalent.
Are they at
I'm
Burning
assuming,
Man?
or the idea that I've heard thrown around is that it's another planet where there are people willing to help out the Resistance. It might even be where they meet that new character that's with Finn.
Right. Also, it
Um,
seems like they're not throwing away any footage that they may have filmed of Carrie Fisher.
yeah,
So I don't know how they're going to rework it, but I guess they're not, because I thought they were sadly going to kill her off screen,
yeah.
because I
I
know that
wonder.
they were rumors that they had
Right,
so much footage from episode 8 they jerry rig something up,
right, yeah,
but I honest to God thought they may have, I don't know, just thought that was, you know, disrespectful. I don't know. I'm not saying I think it is, but I just didn't know what they would do with that.
yeah,
And now here we are, and we see that one shot of her.
right. And I feel like she's still going to be integral to the idea of calling people to arms for the Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm wondering if they're gonna get like a sound alike. Probably not the same sound alike we talked about last season, but
yeah,
perhaps they're gonna get a sound alike.
because I would think, honestly, at this point, I think if her death was off screen, I would understand.
Yeah,
And
of
I'd
course.
be okay with that if
Yeah.
if her character at least gets like a message, like she leaves, a hollow of herself. Like, actually, that would actually be a great honage because the first time you see Princess Leia is in a hologram.
Exactly.
Like if R2 played something like over the holonet or just a message for the
And they got a
of-
sound alike or something like that.
yeah, and it was just either dialogue they had recorded previously or something to that effect, and would have a message from Leia saying, "I believe in you guys. I know this is going to be, one hell of a fight, but you have everything you need to take on this challenge. So go out and do it. Make me proud."
All right,
And I
so
would be okay with that.
two more notes. One, do you think this movie's gonna have Ewoks? I'm not kidding. It looks like they're on one of the moons of Endor.
Oh, when Rey is training
Yes.
against, it's funny that probe droid that's
Mhm.
floating around. It's kind of like a training droid that
Mm.
Luke was fighting in 4. The fact that when she throws the lightsaber though, that it just like hovers over it,
Like, oh shit.
yeah, was hilarious.
What?
No,
Let,
I don't think there's gonna be Ewoks.
what accompanying sound effect? We're just gonna make the sound effects now. What sound effect do you think it made when it hopped? Like bloop bleep, whoop, whoo. Oh come on! There's a whoa.
Whoa!
There is a sound effect that they definitely played over that. They just took it out of the trailer. Now the last thing, and this thing I'm actually serious about. Because I've been watching the scene over and over again as we're talking about this. What did Rey and Kylo Ren? What are they fighting on the side of near all
Ooh.
the water?
Yeah, now that's something really fun because a
Is
lot
that
of
like the side of the Millennium Falcon?
no,
Okay.
it actually looks to be ruins of the Death Star.
Oh,
'cause
that's where
trailer.
Palpy's ghost is. Probably.
Yeah.
People are.
Kind of the idea that
Yeah.
Palpatine's essence is still within the Death Star,
Mhm.
which would make sense. Sith Lords have left a physical presence on items specifically, like they attach themselves to it.
Right.
So they themselves are not there, but their presence still is, and it can be felt through the Force.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be really cool to just be in like the chamber where Luke and Vader fought in front of Palpatine, and just like the chair is there and the window, everything's like deteriorated and shattered and like covered in seaweed, but like it's there.
Yeah,
but
it does.
yeah,
It does. If you look at the scene where she has the dual lightsaber, it does look like they're in ruins, but not a cave. It's metallic.
Yeah.
So they might be in the ruins of the Death Star in that scene.
Yeah, possible. I feel like at that point they might be on a Star Destroyer, like with that fleet, that ghost fleet that you see.
Mhm.
Not ghost, but the fleet in waiting. Yeah, but the really cool thing about that scene when Kylo and Rey are fighting,
The waves.
yeah, well, yeah, that, and if you look in the background, there's a turbo laser tower, and there's a YouTuber that I follow was talking about how in the original, like the art book, the concept book for Episode 7, there was a discarded plot point of going through the ruins of the Death Star, but underwater.
Oh.
It kind of feels like a revival of that idea,
Hmm.
and I think it's a really cool idea.
That actually would be. So, as we're wrapping this one up, I would like to throw it all to you guys in the comments section down below. What do you think about this? What speculations do you have? This is very interesting to me because again, I'm half hyped, half not hyped. Only because, again, I know that we talked about The Mandalorian, we talked about new season of Clone Wars, but I do want to see if this all wraps up well because I feel like Episode 8 was kind of iffy. But I didn't hate it, and I definitely didn't hate Solo either. So I want to see what this does to obviously not connect Solo, but to God, that'd be funny if fucking even though he's already dead, we literally have Maul come back again. Like seriously, this keeps on happening. I get chopped into 18ths. I'm back
Oh
though.
my god!
Either way though, it would be very interesting to see where how all this culminates. So again,
Yeah.
tell me what you guys think about all of this stuff in the comment section or in the Twitch chat down below.